So you want to start trail building, but you're not sure what tools you need to get the ball rolling. Well, in this video, I'm going to firstly show you the tools you can get started with today, the absolute bare minimum. And then after that, we'll go into a more basic, well-rounded starter kit that's going to get the majority of trail building done. After that, we'll go into advanced trail building tools, the more professional tools like chainsaws and post hole diggers and things that are gonna build you more gnarly, big, awesome, fun, flowy trails. But first, you've gotta start with the essentials. So we're gonna get into your basics, the things you can start with today. So these are your bare essential trail building tools. I mean, absolute minimum. You've got a hatchet, a rake, and a spade. First, you're gonna want a good hatchet for clearing out brush, clearing out weeds, clearing out branches, all sorts of stuff. This is gonna do a very good job, and it'll get the majority of the stuff cleared out. I use a Fiskars. They're great little axes. They're super lightweight. They're really easy to maintain. I just like them a lot. Next, the rake is gonna be great for getting the debris that you cut up with your axe, getting leaves, getting everything cleared off of the trail. It's gonna actually start to show the trail. You can flip them over, use them for scraping up clay or just making things a lot more smooth. These are just great little maintenance tools. These two are gonna do the majority of the work. Now, if you're clearing more for mountain biking, you're gonna want a spade. This is gonna you can pull out little trees with it, you can move dirt around, you can build up little berms and things like that for your bike. Other than that, these three are gonna get you through the majority of clearing out a good solid trail, a good foundation of a trail. But after this, you might want to expand into what I'm going to call your basic starter kit. These are going to cover the vast majority of the trail building basics. So aside from the ones that we just went over, you add a Pulaski or a Madoc, you add a bow saw or a folding saw, and you add a square shovel and a McLeod. Also, I'm going to add in some good solid leather gloves. So first off, we've got a Pulaski or a Madoc. This has an axe on one side and then a kind of hoe on the other side, and they both have sharp angles on them. This is gonna clear out your bench cuts, it's gonna cut roots out of the ground, it's going to, you can cut branches. This thing is a great all-around tool. I don't think any trail builder I know would go without one. These are awesome tools, and these are gonna get a lot of the jobs done. Next, you have some leather gloves. If you're actually gonna start really trail building, you need some good, solid gloves, because I think I go through these maybe 3 to 5 pair in a year. They just wear out quick, so you want to buy the best ones you can get, nice and comfortable, easy to use. Just buy some good solid gloves. Next, we have a bow saw, or you can use a folding saw. I prefer to use a bow saw because they're just a little more versatile, and I'm doing the majority of the building at my house, so I can afford to carry this around. But if you're on the go, if you're walking through a bunch of trail and hiking in, you might want a folding saw. These are gonna get your big old branches, pruning things out of the way. You can cut down, you can cut down trees with this one. These are awesome. These are gonna clear the big stuff that you can't get with your hatchet. So you're definitely gonna want one of these. So next we have a square shovel. This is gonna be for shaping jumps and little, any dirt features. If you can, get one without this butt here. I think Fiskars sells one, but you want this flat side. That's gonna be your working side. This is for smacking down and just getting things clean, smooth, and flat. You'll use the crap out of this if you're into building dirt features and stuff like that. So I think it's definitely an essential for anybody who's looking to build some kind of fun, flowy trails. And last but not least, we have a McLeod. The McLeod, I love the McLeod, especially being here in Missouri. We've got tons of debris, branches, big clods of dirt, all sorts of stuff that I use the crap out of McLeods for. These are awesome for just moving dirt around. You can pull them, you can pull all the big fat debris around with your rake edge, and you have these big teeth on it, so leaves and things don't get stuck in it. So you can pull all the debris and stuff out of the way. These are, a McLeod and a Pulaski are like these are your go-tos. You generally will take these out if you're about to go do a trail build. All in all, these tools, and then the tools we went over before, these are gonna do almost everything. These will get any kind of trail that you're building. If you're building in your backyard especially, clearing stuff, building berms, building jumps, building all sorts of stuff, these are gonna do the job. But if you're like me and you want big wooden features and big cool fun looking things and a lot more gnarly stuff, then you might start getting into the advanced professional trail building tools. So now we're getting into the thick of it. We're getting into the fun tools, the fun builds. These are the ones that help you build big wooden features. What you'll need is a level, a hammer, a tape measure, a sawzall, a drill or a driver, one or the other, doesn't really matter, a drain spade, and a post hole digger, and a packing, something to pack in dirt and rocks and whatnot with. So these are gonna get you building the big fun wooden features, the drops, the berms, the roll-ins, anything like that. This will do that for you. You've got a level and a tape measure. These are your kind of essentials. They make everything, you know, level, square, you cut the correct dimensions on things. You're gonna need those, absolutely necessary. Next, you'll need a drill. Definitely need a drill, something to pre-drill holes, something to put in screws if you decide to go that route, and you might also want to get a driver, an impact driver or something for putting in the bigger like lag bolts, for putting in your bigger lag bolts and things like that. These impact drivers are awesome. I like to take them both just because I do all my building out of my house, so I can afford to bring all of this out there. These are gonna do great for just putting together all of your big wooden features that you're making. Next up, you're gonna need a post hole digger and a drain spade. So the post hole digger, that's gonna be for pulling all the dirt out. The drain spade is perfect for knocking things loose, cutting those roots out that are deep in the ground, because once you get about a foot into the ground, this guy isn't gonna cut it as much. Like, this is what you wanna use to break up that soil, to break up the roots. You don't wanna have to dig into the ground and be cutting out roots with your hand. But those are gonna get your posts in the ground, your supports, the things that hold up all these wooden features you're making. So you're definitely gonna want those. And the hammer is necessary if you're gonna go the route of nails. I used to do nails on most things. They tend to be a little bit cheaper. It just depends on what you want to do. If you like screws, then get your driver and your drill and you'll be set. If you want to go the route of nails, do that. I don't really have a preference. Whatever I've got on hand, that's what I tend to use. I think screws generally are going to hold up better, but it doesn't really matter, guys. You just use whatever you prefer to use. Sawzall, this is going to be great for cutting your boards. If you're out in the field and you don't want to pre-cut all these boards, you take your Sawzall out there and it's gonna make it easy to chop off like decking boards and any other little tree limbs that are in the way, anything like that. A Sawzall just all around is great. And last but not least, you've got a packing bar, or it's like a breaker bar, it's a rock bar. If you've got a lot of rocks around, you're gonna need one of these to break stuff apart. It's got a big like pick, well, I'll show you. It's got this bladed edge, which is perfect for cracking rock in half. Some of these have a point to them, which is really good for cracking rock. But this one has a packing side to it. I don't know if you can see that, but it's got a flat edge. So whenever you put those post holes, you take this guy and pack around it. It's super heavy, it's got that flat edge, so you're getting him nice and tight and well packed in the ground where everything's gonna hold up for a very long time. So this is your basic wood feature building kit right here. These are the tools that I use all the time. These guys are constantly getting used. All of this is my main kit. This is gonna get nearly everything done. So now we're at really advanced trail building tools. We've got a chainsaw, a weed eater, and a leaf blower. These two are more kind of convenience. These are gonna be for your real major trail builds, your stuff where you're cutting down big trees. You're using these to either clear or make bridges or make features with a chainsaw. This is gonna be every fall. You've got leaves. If you're in an area with trees with leaves, you're gonna need to clear out your trail. You could do that by hand, but I think you're gonna want a leaf blower instead. Same goes with the weed eater. That's gonna be great for just every spring and halfway through the summer. You might have to go weed eat a trail and clear it back a little bit, because doing it by hand would be a nightmare. And this is gonna be just a lifesaver as far as areas with a lot of weeds and thick brush. These tools are incredible, irreplaceable. I use them all the time. I'm at least using one of these every time I go trail build. If you can afford it, I love Stihl. Stihl's great. I haven't really used any other brand, so I can't speak to comparisons, but Stihl's a great brand. You can't really go wrong. If you buy a good one, it's gonna be good. So that is it. These tools are gonna get 99.9% of your trails built for sure. There's just maybe a come along you might need, or yeah, that's all I can think of. These are gonna get everything done as far as I'm concerned. I will put a link to each of these tools in the description below. These will be affiliate links, so if you buy something, I will get a small kickback from that item. It doesn't cost you any more, but it does go to supporting the channel, so I thank you. I thank you a whole lot, and I appreciate the support if you go ahead and buy any of these. So that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching if you made it all the way to the end. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. And also, if you really like my channel, hit the bell notification thing so that you can watch my videos as soon as they are out. It helps me out and it lets you enjoy the video sooner. Yeah, other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week at the next build.